And the sound of her mother is like, no.
Oh, this came out not as strong now that I added a little bit more Oregat.
Welcome to Talk Butter to Me, guys. It is your Taco Tuesday when you're listening to this, unless you're listening to it on a different day of the week.
And then
Which
you just
then
do
shame on
not
you.
understand.
Yeah.
Because
Taco
the whole point.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, yeah, that's really good. What is it?
What's it called, Jen?
An anchor scar.
I wonder why they call it that.
I don't know, but I like it.
We did modify the recipe a little bit.
It almost reminds me of tequila sunrise.
Yeah.
Which is one of my favorite drinks.
There were some random ingredients in there that we just, threw out the window because we thought it was going to, be weird. So, because it asked for sunflower Oregat, which, you make out of sunflower seeds and sugar. And I was like, too complicated. We have almond Oregat, and it's delicious.
Mm.
So, it's tequila, grapefruit juice, lime juice, bitters, and almond Oregat.
Mm-hmm.
What is Oregat?
Almond syrup.
And Nicole's secret recipe to her Mai Tais. Or her
Syrup?
mom's secret recipe.
I thought it was syrup.
Syrup.
I say syrup.
Anyway, so speaking of syrup, the state drink of Rhode Island is coffee milk.
Are you echoing back the episode where we talked about this? I was listening back to get all the drink recipes for the talkmurder.com.
Uh-huh.
And there was this whole segment where we talk about coffee milk.
Oh, we already talked about this?
Yes.
Oh, shit. Never mind.
Yep.
Anyway, okay, so tonight's hint was scars. So that's why we found this drink. Although I did find a drink that was...
About the Lion King?
Yeah, but it was
me
called
too.
the Lost King.
Yes.
But I wasn't sure. I was like, I don't know.
We would have had to have purchased more ingredients.
Yeah.
And,
We're poor.
We're still broke tacos.
Yeah.
So we have this delicious tequila drink.
I like it.
I like it very much.
Can I top everybody off?
Yes, please.
Who's going to be the first to drink this whole thing?
Probably me.
Ooh, we can
Are
take
you working
bets.
tomorrow or not?
Yes.
Tomorrow is Friday, though. Not that matters at all for Jen, but,
It doesn't.
Hey guys, so the next episode, not this one, for our Tacos Primos, you'll have access to the forum,
Woo!
which we just rebuilt, Nicole and I.
That's right.
It's really cool.
I saw it and it looks awesome. I mean,
You saw the new one?
No, she hasn't seen your updated one from last night.
No, I haven't. Neato.
So we've got some Patreon subscribers to welcome to our Taco Shack.
Nice.
We've got Taco Supremo Jeremy.
Welcome, Jeremy.
Who is a twin. So
Is he a
Jeremy,
twin?
yeah. So Jeremy,
And
you're
Tyler, right?
Yeah, Jeremy, you're clearly the greater of the twins since you're the Taco Supremo. So Tyler, I hope you're listening.
Well,
to
maybe
this.
it's the same guy with split personalities. You never know.
I don't know, Jeremy. Feel free to comment on that. But yeah. And
Well,
then,
I don't know. Give Tyler a chance. Maybe he'll warm up to the idea.
I'm just saying, Tyler,
It's like Tyler Durden.
you
from
have
Fight Club.
until
Oh, yeah.
February 1st, which is like, do we have?
That's a week from today.
Okay.
So you'll have 2 days by the time you listen to this.
To be grandfathered in to the new platform. So Tyler, get your shit together and get on this. Be as cool as your brother Jeremy. And then we also would like to welcome Derek. Derek is another good friend, taco of ours, and we are so excited to have members. John, how does it feel? You are now officially not the only guy in the forums.
Yeah, it feels great.
You sound so excited.
No, it feels good.
And speaking of Patreon, I think there was a message that Karina had sent that we wanted to look at. So she had commented. Remember, Jen, you were talking about grapefruiting
Yes.
in the past episode. Did you see this link
No.
that Karina had sent?
Okay, read. So we have to shout out Karina because this
was probably the greatest things I've watched.
Yeah, and I'll put this somewhere. If you guys are on the Patreon, go look at Karina's comment.
Under the, you call it torture, I call it foreplay.
If you want to read
Yes.
that, Jen.
I just listened to the podcast today. I hate that I know this, but I had to share once I heard Jen talk about a similar version in the movie. There's a video on YouTube called The Grapefruit Technique. I think it might have come out after the movie Jen mentioned, but it's hysterical. Fun fact, I work in a restaurant, and I saw all the kitchen staff eating grapefruit once, so I had to show them this video. LOL. Here's the link.
Okay, and if you watch this video, you'll never look at a grapefruit the same way again.
Yep. This was probably, it's just great. Lauren's
Now, this is my bonus technique, the grapefruit. Normally, you can only get this technique in one of my classes, but I wanted to share this with you because I believe every man should get grapefruited. When you grapefruit your man, it's going to feel as if you are giving him head and fucking him at the same time. No better feeling would he ever get. Now, what you want to do is make sure the grapefruit is room temperature. All you have to do is put it in warm water. Do not microwave it. Do not boil it. Then, once it gets to that temperature, all you need to do is roll it. The reason why you want to roll it is because you want to juice it up a little bit.
Oh my God.
The juicier, the better.
.com, guys.
And what you're going to do is you're going to find the navel. There's 2 navels to the grapefruit. You want to take a knife, and you actually want to cut one side of that navel off. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take it to the other side and do the same thing. So you should have a grapefruit that has 2 sides missing, just like this. Now what you're going to do is you're going to put a hole in the middle of the grapefruit, approximately the size of your man's penis. Do not make it too big. Do not make it too tight. Just approximate. Then what you want to do is you're going to take the knife midway down and make sure it goes all the way through.
Look how
all you want to do
large
is
of a
nice
hole she puts
in the middle of the grapefruit.
It makes me feel bad. I'm like,
now if you take it and make it too big,
Like the entire
that's okay.
size of the
You can always squeeze
I can
your
put my
hands
foot through
like
that.
the muscles of your vagina. And if you make it too tight, all you have to do is take your finger and push the flesh back. It's just grapefruit. So this is what you do. Say, baby, you know what? Tonight, I want to do something a little freakier. I want to suck your dick blindfolded. Your man will blindfold himself if he knows he's going to get some head. So now, the man is in the bed. You have the grapefruit already prepared under the bed. You smell the citrus in the air. Now, you have to get his penis erect. So what you're going to do is just suck his dick. That's like you said you were going to do.
She has a dildo.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Once he's nice and erect, what you're going to do is replace the grapefruit.
It sounded like a
vacuum.
Up and down his shaft and suck
Oh
the
my
head
God.
at the same time.
I'm so uncomfortable right
I'd be like, where did my
Ladies,
penis
remember,
go?
grapefruit is also a fat burner, so you're actually losing weight while you're sucking his dick. Now, once you're doing this technique, it feels amazing to him, but he still has no idea what you're doing. So what you want to tell your man to do is this. Take the blindfold off. He's going to be looking at you like, what the hell are you doing? But he'll never say stop. All he's going to be thinking is, I could have been fucking a grapefruit for all these years. And that's the grapefruit technique.
And then he leaves you because now he's got the grapefruits. All right, that's from www.angelseroticsolutions.com. That sounds like a tech company.
Oh my
Erotic
God.
Solutions.
I am so uncomfortable right now.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Thank you, Karina. That is
Thank you, Karina. That was
one of the greatest
very-
things on the internet.
That was very appropriate. And thank God my mom stopped listening to this. Like,
Oh God, yeah.
Thank
20
God
episodes ago.
Thank God my dad does not listen to this, and that my mom hasn't figured out how to listen to this. Surprise shots! Surprise shots! We don't know what they are because they're a surprise.
Did you go to our friends at 6 Mile today?
I did.
Did they recognize you?
They
Jen?
did. They said hello right away, and they were like, "Are you on duty this week?" I was like, "You know it." And then they asked where John was.
They don't ask about me. Ouch.
yeah, but you never go in there.
Without
Yeah,
you.
without a man's
Oh,
guidance.
shut
Anyway,
All right. Here we go.
all right. Cheers.
Peach.
Yeah.
Peach vodka?
Kettle One, peach and orange blossom botanical.
Ooh. I will say for a vodka, that was a pretty smooth shot.
Yeah.
It goes good with the grapefruit.
Kettle One's a good top shelf
or
brand.
whatever this is. I said it goes good with a grapefruit.
With grapefruiting.
Yeah.
Kettle One's good vodka. I think it's better than Grey Goose.
No. What?
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think so.
That was good.
Yeah.
Not bad. I'm surprised you picked vodka, knowing how much you dislike it.
Yeah, I know, but it just stuck out to me. I had to.
Do we need to get more vodka before the game? I mean, tequila,
Probably.
because we are out of tequila from this drink.
Yeah, we probably will have to. The question is, should we?
So, where are we going? Jen. You all right, Jen?
Yeah, I'm thinking. That was
The
my
hint tonight was Scar, singular. So where are we going and who are we killing? Jen.
South Carolina.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. But I don't know who we're killing. But I don't know why. Normally, when you said scar at first, I thought like maybe the killer had a scar. But then I was like, scar could stand for something. So I'm gonna guess South Carolina.
South Carolina, AR something.
That's a good guess.
But what happens in your story?
I don't know. It's like some sort of organization that
conspires to kill somebody.
No, I don't know. I don't know what. I can't think of.
We can come up with some really good science fiction novels with some of your guys' guesses, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, at first this morning I was kind of going with what you were thinking, like maybe the killer has a scar.
That's like really noticeable.
Yeah, and like that's how he gets caught. Now I'm kind of thinking I'm going to go with Arizona as my guess. Do you have a year, Jen?
2016.
I'm going to say 88. And I think instead of the killer having a scar, I think what the killer does to his victims is that he like leaves some sort of scar or gash or mark or signature.
That's a good guess.
Yeah.
Thank you. I've been working on that all day.
So, are you guys ready to get started?
Mm-hmm.
Let's take this one more shot.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Whoa.
What was that? Why did you hold your ear?
I don't know. I thought about that as the shot was going down.
Did you never do that before?
Did you mean to plug your nose?
No, I don't know.
No, she didn't plug her nose. She
I had
pulled
my
her
finger behind my
eardrum
ear
or something.
I don't know. It was really weird.
That is weird. But I thought it was like something to help you do something.
I don't know. I might do that from now on. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, it was cool. I think it might help.
It's your new signature thing.
Yeah. Jen, would you be so kind as to read? Jen, will you be so kind as to read this piece of paper?
Yes. Which part of the paper would you like me to read? The top, bottom, or the middle?
The whole thing, Jen.
Okay. Possible story from Grace.
Yay!
Grace Dwyer. Not Grace.
Yeah, we have two
We have
Graces.
two Graces.
Yeah.
So
This is my Grace. Gracie.
Grace from Jen's college.
Yeah.
This murder happened in the town I go to in Maine. It's like my second home. It
Dang,
is.
Maine.
They're there all the time. And it's beautiful. Moose Pond. So nice. I've been there a few times. So it's really cool. It sounds interesting. Grace.
Short and to the point. Thank you, Grace.
So there's a murder that happened in Maine, which we...
Bridgeton, Maine.
Well, Bridgeton, Maine. She sent me a link, and you guys have never heard of this. I have never heard of it, but we are going to be talking about the murder of Crystal Perry.
Oh.
She's got my last name.
Oh!
You didn't know my last name?
I knew your last name. I just didn't put the pieces together. I was just trying to act surprised.
Okay, so thank you so much, Grace, for your suggestion. I did a lot of research on this story, including reading the book by, I don't want to give it away, by the daughter called...
Of the killer or of the victim?
No.
What? That's a legitimate question.
Yeah, that was a legitimate question.
And you laugh in my face. What a stupid question.
No, by the daughter of the deceased, and the book, her name is Sarah Perry.
Oh, my sister knows someone named Sarah Perry, but her mom wasn't murdered.
Oh, and...
Perry's a pretty common last
Could
name.
have been dad.
What?
Okay,
Her
yeah.
dad.
You're right.
You said mom. You said the parent. The daughter. It could have been a mother or
Oh,
a
yeah,
father.
yes.
You're right. Okay, sorry.
But a dad...
It's like that
No, I
whatever
said...
that thing, remember that thing
No.
that we did?
I
It was
said the
doctor?
murder of Crystal Perry. That would mean the dad's name is
Oh.
Crystal.
Yeah.
Which could be.
I mean, yeah, nothing's impossible these days. But, I mean, Perry is a really common last name where I'm from, up north. So,
I
it was
didn't know
pretty
any
funny.
Perrys
Yeah.
besides John.
I know a few.
I'm a Perry.
Periwinkle.
Periwinkle. I've been called Perry the Platypus.
Oh, my gosh. That should be your next tattoo.
I've been called Periwinkle. I've been called... I think that's it.
Oh,
That's
that's
not too
exciting.
bad.
Yeah.
I kind of like Perry the Platypus. He's a cool character. He has the detective hat.
Oh, no, I've been called Little P.
Lil P.
Lil P. That was my name in
High school? When you
high
were
school. Like, because I used to hang out with all my brother's older friends. Because I didn't hang out with anyone my age. I only hung out with older guys that my brother knew. So they would always call me Little P because my brother was obviously P.
Big P.
No, he was. No, he wasn't Big P. My dad was Big P.
Oh. Okay.
So, and my brother was,
Just P.
just P, I guess. in between P.
America's least favorite vegetable.
So the book tonight.
I love peas, actually.
Yeah, peas are good.
I got lunch at the school the other day, and it was cafeteria food, but pea was the vegetable, and I loved that. I love peas. I think they're delicious.
They are. They're sweet.
Put some butter on them and salt and pepper. Delish.
You know what I really cannot stand? When people take a bowl of peas and smash them up. And then
Why would you do that?
I've seen people do that. They do that in the military and stuff.
No.
They smash them up like paste. It's gross.
Yeah,
I mean,
Why?
split pea soup is really good.
No, pea soup,
I
but
know-
people
I know.
like crush them up like mashed potatoes.
But part of the fun is to like crunch them in your mouth.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
When we were little,
like a blueberry.
yeah, when
like
we
Pop Rocks.
yeah, no, not like Pop Rocks, but nice try. When we were little, we used to grow snow peas in our garden,
Oh,
and like we'd eat them. Maybe that's the vegetable you
So
can try,
good.
Nicole.
Yeah, maybe.
No, we're going to start
I have to
growing
redo the whole thing because we with the fence
Oh,
situation,
yeah.
which is fine because I had bigger and better plans.
We're going to start growing mushrooms.
You
like,
said that.
seriously. I've been taking those pills and they've been helping me. When's the last time?
We need to do a stand.
I used to burp all the time. Have I not? Like all the time.
You
Yeah.
actually haven't been
I
at
ha-
all. Like hardly ever.
Yeah. I mean, during the podcast, I would
know.
do it like over and over and over and over.
I know. I thought you were just like being courteous.
No, I
Oh.
literally had a problem.
Oh,
Yeah, I've always had that problem. No, I don't.
Yeah, they are helping.
that's awesome.
So, our other Talco Supremo, Grace,
Mm-hmm.
has requested before that I do book reviews. So, I am doing a book review, and it'll probably just be me on webcam talking about the book. A full book review of this book.
With a list of books, are you going to?
Well, I'm just going to do one a week because I basically read one a week for these stories.
Yeah.
But this one is called After the Eclipse. It's by Sarah Perry, the daughter of the victim.
Mm-hmm.
And I have it here on Kindle. It's $2.49 on Kindle if you guys want to pick it up. It's a memoir about not just about the killing. It goes into very good detail, which we're going to get into, which you won't find anywhere else but in this book, because this comes from the daughter. And you'll see why I say that in a minute. But it's a very well-written book. She is...
Where's she from? Is she from Maine?
Yeah, she's from that town, but she now lives in North Carolina. And this is from Sarah Perry's website. Sarah Perry is the author of the memoir After the Eclipse, which was named the New York Times Best Book Review Editor's Choice and Poets and Writers Notable Nonfiction Debut.
Wow.
And a Barnes & Noble Discover Great New Writers Pick. Perry is the recipient of the 2018 Betty Bearson Emergent Writer Award and a fellowship from the Edward Albee Foundation. She holds an MFA in nonfiction from Columbia University.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And is the 2019 McGee Distinguished Professor of Creative Writing in Davidson College.
Oh, I applied to Davidson.
Yeah, so
Really?
if
Where
you-
is that?
It's in North Carolina.
Oh,
Grace, if you're looking for just a book that you can get,
That was my initial try to go down to the Carolinas. It was my
Oh.
college.
did you get in?
Nope.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That was when Steph Curry was there.
Oh,
So no shot in hell.
so Grace, if you're looking for a really good
what
book,
could have been?
Grace, if you're looking for a really good book to read, this is it. You'll get sucked in. I did.
Why are you saying Jen?
I said
Okay.
Grace.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you said Jen.
Grace and Jen, if you guys are looking for a really good
Well, you know what happened is that I didn't hear my name. I assumed it was you.
Oh, okay.
somebody's getting what do you call it when you get too famous?
Schwasty faced.
No.
So wait, we all decided, right? If we get famous, we are going to sell out, right? Or we're not going to sell out. I can't remember.
You mean like use our songs to sell cars?
Yeah.
Like Nickelback or
All right. Now, Enough about the book. We are going to be reading excerpts from the book because you'll love it. Now, guys, and that full book review of this will be up in the forum February 1st. We're going to a full forum. You guys will love it. Love it, love it, love it.
If you're not already a Taco Supremo, you have until the 1st to be grandfathered in. And that will not only be awesome for you, but it'll also save you a whole lot of moolah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Get it now before we're too famous for you.
All right, fuck it. We're going to Brighton, Maine. Jen, tell us everything you know about Brighton, Maine in 15 seconds. Oh, in Bridgeton, Maine in 15 seconds. 1, 2, 3, go!
Well, there's Shawnee Peak, which is a ski resort. There's Cool House that Grace and her family have. It's on Moose Pond.
10 seconds
there's
left.
Movies. There's a movie theater. It's a cute little town. You can drive around.
How
and
many
there's
5 seconds left.
the camp, and
3
the camp,
seconds, Jen. 2 seconds,
the
Jen.
camp.
1,
And what's it
you're
called?
done.
Oh.
Well, you wasted like 10 seconds talking about the camp.
The camp across the lake from
Camp,
the Lindsay Lohan movie.
Winnipesaukee?
Camp Crystal.
From
Yes. Yes.
Parent Trap.
Yes, the Parent Trap.
Camp Crystal
I
Lake.
love that
That's
movie.
in Bridgeton, Maine.
Or no. What's that camp that Jason was killing those kids at? Camp Crystal something.
Camp Jason.
Jason from
I don't watch that shit.
that's in New Jersey.
You used my stutter against me. And you tried to pressure me. And that did not help.
If you guys even heard what Jen said, you probably didn't. I'm kind of
All
recap.
they heard was the camp.
All right, Camp Town, USA. That is Bridgeton, Maine. Is Camp Town, USA. It is beautiful as the Dickens in Bridgeton, Maine.
It really is so nice.
Yeah, so nice. It gets cold, obviously, in the winter. It's in fucking Maine. What do you want from me? But during
it's
the
beautiful
summer,
in the winter too.
Yeah, there's mountains. There's like
Skiing?
Yeah, there's
skiing.
Shawnee Peak.
There's ducks. There's antelope.
And I forgot to say this in my 15 seconds. Shawnee Peak.
Jen, you can't add.
Babe, keep the letter.
Shawnee Peak, the way that the trees are designed, that in the winter when it snows, it spells out love.
Yes. Damn it, I was going to say that.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have a picture?
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
What's the creek? I thought it was a ski resort.
Shawnee Peak.
Oh my god.
Is that intentional?
Yes, I think.
I'm sure.
The slogan for Bridgeton, Maine is "Love Always."
My friends call us the hidden gem.
It's a secret in a way.
Is that a vineyard?
There's a cool sense
I've been
of
there.
community.
It definitely has that quintessential New England charm.
I've been there.
In your blood.
I got fudge there and blueberry jam. Oh, it's so pretty.
Love always.
Love always.
Love always.
Love always. Love always. Love always.
Love always.
So,
cute.
love always, and we're talking about a brutal murder tonight.
For a second, I almost forgot what we were here to talk about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
isn't it so
exactly.
nice? Oh my gosh, so we went there for Grace's 21st birthday, and it was a fun time.
I bet.
And on the day that Grace turned 21, her birthday, we went and we went to the New Hampshire liquor store on the way because it's like no tax there, and like we bought. And I wasn't 21 yet, but so Grace bought me some liquor. I think I got Mike's. And we got wasted on Mike's, and by we, I mean me. And we were sitting out on her dock, and then we were in the water, and I got bit by a spider, and then, like, I was just really too drunk to care. And then, like, I took a bath. Like, everyone was showering. I took a bath. I don't know why I took a bath instead of a shower. But I thought I was in there for, like, half an hour. We were watching The Notebook. I thought I was in there for half an hour, and I thought I was, like, drowning in the bathtub, and I came out, and I was like, sorry I took so long. He's like, Jen, you've been gone for, like, 5 minutes. It was really funny. Then there's this really great picture of me and Grace where we went out to dinner that night.
So, Bridgeton is a population in 2010, 5,210.
Tiny town.
Tiny town. So, Grass Valley was 13,000. So, that was a small town.
Barron was like 3,000.
Yeah. We're going to the summer of 1992. If you guys don't remember, that's when Bill Clinton got in office, and I was 8 years old. You guys weren't even born yet.
Yes, we were.
I did
We were
not
born.
have sexual relations
with that woman. And then like a week later, I had sexual relations with that woman. But let me explain here.
It was with a cigar tube.
What?
You didn't know that?
What?
No. She was under my desk giving me a BJ.
Didn't know that is how one of the ways in which he, with it was with the metal cigar cases.
So his wiener fit in a metal cigar case?
No. He took a metal cigar case and, used
Put it up her booty hole?
No, not her booty hole, but up her hoo-ha.
Oh, up her hoo-ha?
Mm-hmm.
Was he like puffing out of it? Like,
It wasn't a cigar, it was a cigar case, but like,
oh,
I mean, there may have been a cigar in it. I don't know.
but why would you do that?
You know, this
He's
thing
a
should get
freak.
stuck up there.
That's why. Bill, you freak.
This episode
Yeah.
has officially made me like very uncomfortable.
Yeah. This
You need
episode...
to watch John Mulaney. You need to watch John Mulaney.
This episode is brought to you by two people here. Bill Clinton is sponsoring this episode. Thank you, Bill. The other is
Grapefruit?
Angels eroticsolutions.com. So guys, if you want to know the best way to please your man, head on over to angelseroticsolutions.com. I know it sounds like a tech website, like website solutions, but yeah, go to angelseroticsolutions.com right now.
For the record, I was the first one to finish my drink.
I was very close second.
Yes.
And I did think I think I poured myself more.
We just confirmed that Angels Erotic Solutions is still online.
Oh,
fellatio
fellatio
secrets.
secrets.
You can learn the fellatio secrets.
These have helped thousands of women. Did you see the huge rock on her ring? I
Where?
noticed that when you look at the video, I mean, she may have some loud head, but she's making somebody happy.
I can't read this because her website is in all capital letters, and that makes me uncomfortable. Not uncomfortable, but like I can't read it because it just looks like a whole block of letters.
Okay, so we're going to summer 94. Nicole's going to be reading some of the passages.
All right.
Good. She's a good reader. I am not.
The excerpts from
I do not
the
read good.
book After the
Zoolander
Eclipse. We're going to May 11th / May 12th, 1994. This is right at the stroke of midnight. Jen, stay with me today.
Stroke of Midnight, summer
Jen,
1994.
please put the can down.
I just want to see where it's brewed.
Jen, can we please do this murder, please?
Yes, we're doing the murder.
Yeah, but don't be focusing on death. Give me the can. And don't you be looking at the other can. You can have it when we're done. Because I don't want to throw it away.
It's okay. I have the answer I was looking for. It's in Michigan. I thought it was in Maine.
Bridgeton, Maine, May 11th through May 12th, 1994. It's a stroke of midnight. In fact, during the story,
I should ring my cowbell.
it's pouring down rain outside.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is a small town.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a small house that we're going in right now.
Like a cottage?
Yeah, it's basically a little cottage. Maybe 2 bedrooms. Probably not even that. It's like, I'll show you a picture. It's like 1.5 bedroom. Very small, but quaint. It's a small, quaint home, if that's the right word.
Yeah,
How do you have half a bedroom?
I don't know. I'm kind of getting drunk already.
me too.
Well, I'm not, and I'm a beer and a half ahead of you guys.
I'm
I
gonna
gotta
tell-
wake up at 6. Yay!
I'm going to tell you the story tonight through the eyes of a 12-year-old. We just did the Jamie Claus story.
Oh, is this Sarah?
We just did the Jamie Claus story. Jamie Claus 13. And you heard her.
Yeah, that was a crazy story.
So you kind of see the age. Now we're going a year back from that. I'm not a year back, but 1 year younger, 12-year-old
her perspective.
daughter, Sarah Perry, the one that
wrote the
wrote
book.
After the Eclipse. After the Eclipse has a very... You're like, after the eclipse, what does that even mean?
We just had an eclipse,
Yeah, the moon was
No,
red.
that was a wolf blood moon.
but that was the lunar eclipse.
Oh, yeah. So
For those of you who saw my Snapchat story, I'm sorry. / you're welcome.
So, May 11th, May 12th, 1994. It's the stroke of midnight. Sarah, 12-year-old, she's in her bed, snoozing. I mean, it's the summer. She's snoozing. Pouring down rain. This night was like flooded. She was in her bedroom, and she gets woken up by some something in the kitchen. Now, this is like midnight, 12:30. Some arguing. She lives with her mom, Crystal, single mom. And I know I always say this episode is dedicated to this, that, and the other. Screw that. This episode tonight is dedicated to those mama bears out there, those single moms. This is for you. And we got a lot of talkos that are single moms.
Yep.
And no one knows all the stuff that you do. No one knows how you do it, but somehow you keep pushing along, and we thank you so much.
Yeah.
Because you guys are seriously troopers.
I think it's the maternal drive to know that, like, I'm not saying I know because I don't have any kids, but and I'm not one to assume, because when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. But, like, I just think that it has something to do with the maternal drive, like, knowing that you have to do well by your kid that keeps them going. Like, and I'm not saying that, that's the only reason, but, like, you know you have
powerful.
You know you have another life to take care of. Like, you can't just be like, peace, bye, kid. Like, you have, like, and it keeps you going because you want to do well by your kid, and you want your kid to feel proud of you, I feel like. But I don't have kids, so I can't really elaborate. So if I'm wrong, sorry. If I'm right, I don't know. Future John, you cut that whole thing.
No, I don't want to cut it. That's good. I do, like I said, this is for our mama bears out there. You guys don't get enough credit.
Yeah. Shout out, Mom.
So this is for you guys.
Even though you're not going to hear this.
There's arguing in the kitchen. Now, she's 12 years old. She's not a toddler. She can kind of understand what's going on. The voice that she hears, she doesn't really recognize, but she's behind a closed door, so it's kind of muffled. She can hear the arguing. You know what I'm saying? Like when your parents are behind another room, it's like muffled, but you can kind of tell the mom's voice.
You know what they're, you may not know exactly what they're talking about, but you know that they're
exactly.
fighting.
Yeah, like in You.
Yeah.
But so she hears that, and then it starts escalating. Now, this is nothing new in Sarah's life. As a single mom, Crystal does the best she can to raise her daughter, but she does not have the best track record with men, and that's not her fault. Some men are just shitty.
True.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And
100%.
Literally, you gotta go through a bunch of shitty ones to find a good one.
That's right.
I mean, that's just how it is. And that's how it was back then.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not her fault. But earlier that night, keep in mind, there was no one at home because as a single mom and her daughter, they are two peas in a pod. They know everything that's going on in each other's lives. They have to. They depend on each other. So she knew Sarah knew when she went to bed, it was just her and Mama. There was no one else in the house. So whoever's in the house now arguing must have came late night. Okay.
A boyfriend or?
Maybe. The door is cracked a little bit of Sarah's room. Now she's in her bed. She's kind of waking up. The arguing escalates. She kind of sits on her bed, like trying to listen, trying to make out what is going on. She knows it's arguing. She knows it's yelling and back and forth. And then all of a sudden, it gets to another level. Her mom, Crystal, starts screaming, no, no, no. I can't do a female's voice, but just screaming no, like a whole nother level. And then Sarah hears that familiar sound of the kitchen drawer being open. And you know what's in them drawers?
Knives.
Knives are in them drawers. And she hears them, the silverware kind of clinking and clink, clink, clinking and clanging all the metal.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah knows it's a knife. Nicole, can you read this?
Then, boots thundering across the linoleum, a drawer pulled to the end of its runner, slamming at the end. Metal on metal, a knife pulled out, surely. Impossibly, her scream gets louder. And that scream, I hear absolute terror, terror I didn't even know existed. And then, a heavy, wet thudding, fast-paced. My hectic mind brings me to the image of a gigantic fish, a 500-pound deep-water sturgeon, wet and thrashing for air and life and hollow kitchen floor. A hopeless seizure. I know there is no fish. The fish is insanity.
So
my goodness.
Yeah. So
that's very good writing.
Quite the visual.
This book is freaking amazing. All right, here's what happened.
I can't believe it's only $2.99 on Kindle.
No, $2.49.
Oh my gosh, that's a steal.
Yeah.
Well, it's a digital book. It's Kindle.
Yeah, I
But
have
she
Kindle,
has
I
all
just
those
don't use it.
awards.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I mean, if you want to sit down and read it's raw. If you don't want, some of those authors, you can tell they're just like puffing themselves up or making themselves, or they're not saying everything. This girl does not care, or this woman, excuse me. She writes the truth. Yeah, like Puff Daddy, vote or die. That's the truth.
He's no longer Puff Daddy. He's just Diddy.
Dids. Okay.
That guy has changed his stage name like 6 times.
Yeah, I feel like you only get it maybe like once. One
Yeah.
change.
See, I know for me, I'll be Jen Collins for life.
You wouldn't change your name if you got married?
This is assuming I don't get married.
Oh, well,
Maybe I'll go to Ireland and meet another Collins.
that'd be cool.
Then I don't have to change my name.
But you also don't have to go to Ireland to make that happen. Collins is a pretty common name.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Or you can bully your man into changing his name.
No, I don't want to emasculinize him. What's the word I'm looking for?
Emasculate?
Emasculate
You're like,
him.
get up, bitch.
No, see,
I'm gonna get Sparks.
I don't really want to be like a dominant, like
Dom.
I'm not a dom.
Tied up by the Dom. The gin
Yeah.
Dom. They should
gin
make
dom.
a 50 Shades
I'm
of Grey, but a female version. Where are you guys going?
to pee.
What the fuck? Am I doing this by myself?
Hello.
Hi, Grace.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi!
Hey, Grace.
Oh, hi.
We're recording!
You're on our podcast.
I'm drunk.
Yeah, we're kind of drunk. We're doing your story, Crystal Perry.
Yay.
So she was from your hometown?
No.
No, from the town that I go to in Maine.
They have a family like all season house up there.
Well, it's a good story, so thank you. The book's really good, too, that is written about it.
It's such a small town.
I know. I was telling them about all the places and about the camp that they filmed the Parent Trap at. This is the first time in Talk Murder to Me history that we've had an on-air caller, unless you count me Skyping in to do our episodes over the holiday breaks. But Grace, you have set a record in our podcast history, so congratulations.
Winner!
Yay, I'm so excited.
Did you
I
get?
know, I always text them after I listen to episodes, like responding to things that you guys talk
I know, and so,
Yay!
like real time.
sometimes she'll text me things and out of context she'll just text me like responses to something that I said in the podcast. I'd be like, what? She's like, you said that in the podcast, and I'm like, oh yeah. Don't remember. Well, we gotta go back to telling the story, but I'm so glad you answered your phone right away. That was like the fastest answer ever.
She knew.
Yeah, she knew.
All
I'm
right.
playing games on my phone. While we can...
Okay. Alrighty, Grace. All right, love you, Grace.
Bye,
Love
Grace.
you.
We
Bye,
love you
Grace.
too.
All right, bye.
Thank you for supporting us.
Yes, love you. Bye.
Bye.
All right, let's get on with it. Yeah, it's Talk Murder. We talk about murder. But I don't want to talk, I want to talk about the murder, of course, but I want to frame this story in the mind of the daughter, the 12-year-old that experienced this traumatic event, because she was in the house when her mother, Crystal Perry, met her ultimate demise. And to try to wrap our head around her mindset is something we've never done before. We always try to wrap our head around the killer's mindset. But tonight I want to focus on her, the psychology of what she went through, as much as we can. Sarah, she was in her bedroom. Now the door was cracked. She starts hearing this screaming. Her mom is screaming, and then she hears the knives clank, 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 and she knows. She knows immediately that that's a knife. And things have gotten out of control.
What does she do?
She's already at the door, the crack in the door. She's looking out, but she can't see anyone. And she doesn't really recognize the voices. Even her own mother's voice, they're muffled.
How late at night did you say it was?
She looked out the door. She cracked the door open Just enough. She couldn't see anything, but she did see the clock. It said 1 o'clock.
Oh, okay. You
1
did say it was
a.m..
midnight. Okay, at first.
So
yeah.
it was 1 a.m. sharp when she cracked that door and was looking out. She is scared for her own life as well, which she should be, because obviously someone's in there attacking her mom. A 12-year-old girl, what are you going to do? Run in there and save the day? She quietly shuts the door. As quiet as she probably waited to one of the loud moments and then kind of like, because that little lock, that circular lock that you're always just trying to like put so much pressure on it, but like just a little bit so it doesn't make that noise. But it's always like click, you know what I'm saying? Because if the killer didn't know she was in there and then the killer hears the door shut, she's next. That's the only logical conclusion to that, right? Makes sense. Now, and I'm not doing any justice. She was terrified out of her mind during this whole event. And she started hearing a banging noise. Now, a banging noise? What's a banging noise? Well, it's the knife going through the body so hard. Bang, 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 hitting the floor
Oh my God, no.
of the kitchen.
The floor?
Hitting the floor
How many
is so
times?
hard.
No.
I'm just going to say, I was going to get to that later, but the coroner said over 50 times Crystal Perry was stabbed
Oh, my word.
all up and down the body in horrific rage. So hard that she heard that banging sound. She'll never forget it. It's
50 times?
50 times or more. Actually, it was a guess, 50 times, because in reality, he knows it's at least 50.
That's ridiculous. Like, it does not
You
take
know?
that many stab wounds to kill somebody. Like,
I mean,
that's
if you think
like,
about that, that's almost a minute long. That's probably a minute long.
more
of
than
stabbing.
because when you think about it,
It might take a second, I don't know, for the forward and backward motion.
but like you like when you stab someone, I wouldn't know. But like I'm assuming that when you stab someone, it takes a while to get like
the resistance.
yeah, because the body, like if you're where was it that he was stabbing everywhere?
The chest.
Yeah, everyone in the chest.
Like the chest, you have the ribs and like bones and the sternum. Like that shit is,
Yeah.
that's it. We're built like if I poke you, like it's not like I have to put a lot of force to like poke you, but like if I want to get through your
That's
arm,
true.
you got to put a lot of fucking force. That's a lot.
Yeah, it's over a minute.
I'd say 2 to 3 minutes of stabbing at
Yeah.
least.
Well,
And I'm just really sad about that.
think about it. Okay, yeah, 2-3 minutes. But think about it like this.
It's an eternity.
The
for both.
12-year-old daughter is sitting on her bed, and the sound of her mother is like, no. And then she notices it gets quieter. She's like, no. The sound, because she's dying, obviously, the sound of her getting murdered, it gets quieter and quieter and quieter and quieter and quieter. That's what she went through. While she's sitting there helpless, number one, not knowing she's just waiting her turn, if he knows she's in there and she's next. And number two, being so helpless and hearing that. Is this a freaking awful nightmare?
I'm like actually really upset right now. Like I don't know if it's the tequila or the beer or just my empathy for other humans, but like hearing this story just makes me so upset. Like I'm literally about to cry.
Yeah, it's a sad story.
It is like this,
And
I just don't understand what's wrong with people.
If you really want, that's why the book is so great, because it's raw. It talks. She doesn't
It's
care.
almost like the way that passage was like poetry.
She
Yeah,
doesn't
it
care
was.
who's reading it. She's writing it for herself. It's for herself to move on. She's writing it for herself to find closure. And you can see that in the book. And that's why it's a bestseller. And
Oh,
that's
yeah.
why, I mean, I bought it on Kindle because I didn't know if it was going to be good or not. I'm going
want
out
the
to buy it. Yeah,
hard
I'm going to buy it,
hard
obviously.
copy, yeah.
Hard copy, yeah. I mean, kidding me? This is a highly like no one knows about it.
Yeah,
It's true crime at its finest. I mean, the next section I have on my paper here is, I think, well named. It's called Finding Mommy. So now what? She's in her room. Eventually, the screaming stops. Eventually, And the phone
person
actually,
leaves.
they,
The man
it's
leaves.
1994, so they have the hook phones,
Yeah.
but not the rotary phones, but the,
Yeah.
the ones with the dangle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
little dangle-
cords.
the cord. That thing gets knocked off the hook. On top of the screaming, dying down. On top of the dial tone. Deet, deet, deet. Sorry, your call cannot be, or whatever.
Completed as dialed.
Yeah. Please hang up and try your call again. Because what happens after that? You have to hang it back up to call again. Yeah, but then eventually that stops. So after that stops and the screaming stops, and as a 12-year-old girl, she describes it as everything was just quiet. She didn't hear the killer leave. She didn't know if he was still in there, but it was very quiet in the house. Very quiet. And she would have sat there and for weeks or whatever, but she knew. The way she explains it is, okay, it's now the time for me to be a big girl. I have to go help mommy out. So, I mean, the book, I'm telling you, I ain't doing this any justice. The book, just read the book. It's freaking amazing.
It's almost like I could see this, like, it's amazing that we just did Jamie Class last episode, and it's almost like I feel like this is the book a similar book that she could write
Yeah.
in 20 years.
Yeah. Now, let me backtrack a little bit. The book is called After the Eclipse. The murder actually happened 2 days after an annual eclipse that she and her mother witnessed together, and she was talking about, she has a quote in there that it was the most beautiful thing ever. I mean, you guys seen the eclipse here. Jen, did you see the eclipse in Charleston?
Oh my gosh.
It was beautiful,
that
right?
was amazing. That was the coolest thing ever.
Like everything we saw the totality, everything's
Solar
black.
eclipse, yes.
Solar eclipse, everything gets
I need
black.
You now tonight.
And I need you more than ever.
And if you only hold me tight, I'll be holding on forever. And you know that me making it right. 'Cause we'll never be wrong if you through the end of the night. It lies like a shadow on me all of the time.
Total eclipse.
No, you're supposed to say all of the time.
All of the time.
All of the time.
There's nothing we can do. It's harder than the heart. Living in a time and we're kicking out sparks. I really need you tonight.
Tonight.
No, I forgot the word.
You started like too far.
I know.
From the
I really
chorus.
did. I forgot the.
I would be one of those people to travel to go see the solar eclipse.
But like, no, wait. I have to finish. I have to finish the song because it's gonna be stuck in my head.
Well, let us see if I can hear.
Wait.
right,
You
listen.
can cut it. No.
But
you
we
can
gotta
cut
get
this.
on.
I
I'm
know,
on a
but
roll.
please, it's gonna be stuck in my head.
No, I don't care.
I have
I'm
to
on
sing
a
Total
roll.
Eclipse of His Heart.
I'm on a roll.
Comes to you.
All right, listen.
Total
No,
Eclipse.
Jen, I gotta. Please, this is. I gotta get this out. Don't you want a good story? All right. So you guys both seen the total. She yelled at Jen. Now she's mad, but she'll get overs. All right, you guys both seen the total eclipse. If you guys are some of our Taco Supremos, you've seen Jen.
It was behind
during
clouds.
the blood wolf moon, being super wasted on the beach, watching the wolf moon. You guys seen that on Snapchat, so you know how beautiful it is. If she even showed a picture, did you even show the moon?
I think so.
Or did you moon?
I don't think so.
Did
No.
you show your moon?
I did not show my moon. How dare you? I just showed the red moon. We could post the Snapchat story on talkmurder.com. I did save it.
Oh, yeah, we should do that. That'd be
Yeah.
really funny.
Okay, Nicole, will you read this? So she talks about how the eclipse was the most beautiful thing ever, and I mean it is. I can't
A
even
lunar
put
eclipse? Or...
no solar eclipse.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't
It
even
was
put her
amazing.
writing in words. She's just such a fantastic writer. But this murder did take place 2 days after. So this is what she has written.
But historically, eclipses are not good signs. Eclipses are threats to safety and order. Angry gods flaunting their power, frogs, dragons, and demons eating the sun. Eclipses portend war, famine, and death. After the eclipse comes chaos and disorder, raping and pillaging. When I look up at the sky, I saw none of this. I saw only beauty that the fire-ringed darkness. I didn't know that one small moment of darkness foreshadowed a much greater one. One that would block out the light entirely and hover there for a very long time.
Wow, that's powerful.
Yeah, the whole book is like that. I mean, she is.
Well, that's amazing.
Yeah. Anyway, I already said it.
I
Just
mean,
buy the book.
when I moved down here, the eclipse was like the day or two after I actually got to Charleston.
Was it really?
Yeah, and my friend Chris and I we like couldn't find anywhere to get those solar glasses because they were all selling out. So we paid $10 for like the 3D glasses quality you'd get at a movie theater, and not the new 3D glasses that are actually like glasses. The 3D glasses that you get on like the fruit roll-ups box glasses. We paid $10 a piece for those because we wanted to protect our eyes. And then guess what? We were at the Citadel. I thought it'd be really cool to watch it at the Citadel because like it was a wide open field. And guess what?
They were giving them out?
No. Well, they gave them out at the library. We did get a free like viewer thing. But it was cloudy.
Oh.
It was all clouds. The
see
sun
anything?
was behind the clouds.
Oh, that sucks. We were on Isle of Palms and we moved to like over by the Target area. We like last minute, it was like 10 minutes before the eclipse. We're like, we can't see shit. We're not gonna be able to see shit. And we like immediately got in the car and drove back over the bridge and we were able to see it. It was cool. It's awesome.
Now, let me describe the scene before she walks out. The kitchen was linoleum floor. There was blood. I mean, a white floor turned red. There was so much blood. I mean, you get stabbed 50 times. I mean, think about it. All your blood's out of your body.
Oh, blood splatter everywhere.
Everywhere. Okay, the receiver from the phone was actually pulled out, and it looked like it had been stretched. You know the cord, the springy cord.
The cord, yeah.
Yeah, the cord. So it stretched out at one point, and it looked like it had shot back. Because if you stretch it out, that little spirally cord, then it shoots back. It looks like someone had tried to grab it and run almost, but then it shoots back through the blood, and it leaves like this trail through the blood from the receiver. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's just a freaking nightmare. Now, Sarah finally she says, all right, it's now or never. I have to save my mom. This is it. Like, I have to go out there. Mm-hmm. So she slowly hits that lock, click, that little lock on the door, that little circular push lock. And she pulls the door open. Everything's dark inside. She can see a silhouette on the floor. She's still saying in her head, okay, maybe it's a body. Maybe it's not my mom. Maybe my mom got the upper hand kind of thing. But she soon finds out that wasn't the case. Now, she describes the scene, and this is where I can't do any justice. So she's walking into the kitchen, and she describes it as walking through like a funhouse mirror thing where everything's distorted. So in her mind, she is going through trauma at its finest. Like, you want to talk about psychology and trauma and actually being in complete trauma. Like, she is in it right now. So everything's distorted. She's trying to look at the clock and it's just distorted. Nothing's making sense. Her mother's on the floor, and the only way she can tell that it's her mother and not anyone else is because of the familiar blue bathrobe. I mean, that's how dysfunctional the body was right now. Now, there was so much blood on the floor, but right now, quote, I can't slip now. I've got to help. Now is not the time to be small. A new part of me is born right here in this kitchen. Isn't that freaking powerful?
That is.
Now she goes on the chapter. She explains seeing the body and everything, and she explains it as actually disassociating herself. And this is what makes the book so powerful. So when you read the quote, it says we. So she's actually, it's almost like a smaller self. No, not. Oh. It's a smaller self and her. Yeah, go ahead, Jen.
Once upon a time, I was falling in love. Now I'm only falling apart.
I thought it was going to be about this.
Nothing I can say. Right. Total eclipse of the heart.
Jen, listen.
Can you please just cut that in? Because I finally remembered it. Thank you.
I thought you were going to chime in about this. Anyway, so she uses the term we because at that moment she's in such a traumatic state that most people will never even experience, that she's not herself. It's almost like there's another person looking down at her. And both of those people, her and her other self, have to get through this. They have to help mom.
Her and her other self. Wow.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does. It's really
profound.
She walks to the phone that's on the floor. And think about it. Your mom's on the floor dead, blood everywhere. You pick up the phone with blood all over it. You can barely see the keys. She actually tries to dial 911, but the phone's been off the receiver, and so it doesn't go through. But she doesn't realize you have to hang it back up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And at one point, years later, she says in her book that she remembered vividly that she actually dialed 991.
Oh.
Probably just out of shock, you know?
Yeah.
So immediately she's like, that's not working, this phone. But there is another phone in my mom's bedroom. So she goes down the hall. Now she opens the door slowly, completely dark. And she knows the killer could be in there. Because at the same time, yeah.
She didn't know that he left the house.
She doesn't at the time even realize that her mom's dead. I mean, yeah, right. She does, but she doesn't want to accept it. Right. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
So she's in a mission to save her mom. And save herself as well. So she flips the light, empty room. She grabs the phone, but she still can't get through. I don't know. It's something. She still tries to dial 911. It doesn't work. Something's wrong. She immediately just runs out the door, and she has to step over her mom like 2 or 3 times to do this. And at one point, she thought she was in a nightmare, and she had kicked her mom's ankle and actually like kind of made sure that it was real flesh, you know what I'm saying? To just make sure she's not dreaming.
Right.
Anyway, she gets out of the house. It's pouring down rain. She runs outside. She runs straight to the neighbor's house. She's beating on the door. She's like, and she's screaming, help, help, help. But you can think it's like 1:30 in the morning, right?
Yeah.
The neighbors, and it's raining real heavily. They probably don't even hear it.
Like last night.
Okay.
Was it raining that heavily?
Yeah, and it was windy. And like there was a tree branch fell off the tree that my car was parked under. I'm so lucky that nothing broke my car.
So she runs to the other neighbor's house across the street. Same thing, just beating on the door. And actually, that neighbor did call the other one after she left and was saying, I don't know what was going on. Someone was banging on the door. Is everything okay? And that neighbor actually went out to look for Sarah. She bangs on the door of the second neighbor. No one's answering the phone. It's like 1:32 in the morning. Pitch black dark. She's running down in Maine, in Bridgeton, Maine. She's running, and she's like, I got to go to town. And in the book, she says she has a feeling that everyone in the world is dead. If that makes sense. Like, no, these 2 people didn't answer their door.
Like the apocalypse.
The apocalypse. I mean, the trauma is just so fucked up in her head.
Well, not only like that, but like her mom was a single mom. I don't know about like extended family or grandparents, but like for her mom might have been her whole world.
Yeah.
You know what I
Was
mean?
non-existent. It seems
like, no wonder that it seems like everyone in the world was dead. Like, her mom was probably the most important person in the world to her. It's like Simba when he discovers Mufasa is dead.
Scar?
No. Oh, yeah.
The drink is Scar.
Yeah.
All right. 2 neighbors didn't answer. Now she decided the only thing I can do now is run into town. That's the closest neighbors in town, and that's a half a mile away. Now, in the book, she talks about running through the drenching rain, and she sees someone bobbing a flashlight behind her, getting closer and closer and closer, and she thinks it's the killer. Little did she know it was actually one of the neighbors trying to find her, but that didn't play out. He never found her. Okay, now, as she's running into town, she says this, and she writes it in her book. If you want to read this, Nicole.
We turn around, passing our house on the way toward town. It takes maybe 5 minutes to get to the next house. We are running as best we can. Somewhere in those 5 minutes, there is a moment of grace in which the second self, the strong one, gets distracted and allows another clear thought to cut through the darkness. I feel the precise moment in which my mother's soul departs the earth. I think of her leaving, of her sadly giving up on this night, on all the years to come. I mouth goodbye.
That is.
I'm like literally crying right now.
She is a good writer.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have time to read this book right now, but I'm like going to read this book right now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm about to leave and just like buy this book and start to read it so I can just like start crying and
Yeah, it'll
get
make
it all
you
out.
like that because I mean she is raw. She doesn't. She's writing. She's trying to move on. And I don't know.
And the fact that she can take her experience and just put it out there for millions or billions, however many people in the world, billions. The fact that she could take her experience and put it out there for the fact that she can take her experience and put it out there for potentially billions of people to hear is so powerful and so like I just don't like she just puts it out there. Like this is literally
lot of
what
courage.
it's very, very a lot of courage. Very a lot of courage. It's just a lot.
And we're drunk.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean
we're-
I've
I'm
been
already drunk.
I've been
I am
drunk.
drunk.
But this is a good. It's not a good story, but it's
No, what do you mean
it's a
not
power.
good
It's a
story?
powerful story.
I mean, it's a sad story for the mom, but it's
Yeah.
like powerful. I'm like literally feeling it right now.
Yeah, that's
not
the
the
point.
alcohol, the story. Like I'm,
Oh, I feel both.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like I could totally. I mean, well, I don't know what we have for snacks or anything, but I'm gonna be hungry after this.
We have beauty
I hop.
No, not IHOP. Maybe.
Cookout?
Ah, look at you.
Okay.
I have the new Andalus sauce.
New?
Yeah,
I
that
bought
shit is the
another brand,
fucking
and I
bomb,
think it tastes better than
Jen.
the
Jen,
other
have
one.
you ever had it?
Not the new one.
She tried
Holy
she
shit.
tried the one from the squeegee bottle.
That shit is all right. What we need to start making that over here.
Just
That
like our
would sell
tequila.
out quick. People just gotta taste
so
it.
even like I've been to like Belgian food places and they say that they have Andalus sauce and it's
Okay, you know what I had last
Oh my
night?
God, it's so good.
That was really, really good. And don't at me.
Don't what?
At me. That's
at
like on
you?
Twitter, but it's like the Twitter version of don't judge me. So don't judge me, but I had Zaxby's last night and their honey mustard was so
You never
fucking
had
good.
Zaxby's before?
I've never had their honey mustard.
It's so
Their Zax
fucking
sauce
good.
is amazing.
The Zax sauce is good too. We had it in inventory last
Chick-fil-A
night.
sauce is the jam.
No, here's the
Polynesian
secret.
sauce?
No,
the
Chick-fil-A
Chick-fil-A
sauce.
Here's the secret with Zaxby's. You go and get the salad if you want to be healthy,
Yeah.
the chicken salad, but
Yeah.
instead of ranch dressing, you get the
Zax
Zaxby sauce
for
and
dressing.
you use that as dressing.
We
That's
had
the
that
secret,
We
guys.
had that at inventory last night, but their honey mustard was the best honey mustard I've ever had in my entire life, and it was so good. And I wish there was a Zaxby's in Mount Pleasant because I would totally go for
I'm
that right now.
surprised that there isn't one by.
I remember the first day that
That would
we
be
ate
cool.
Zaxby's. That's how powerful Zaxby's is. when
I
you
think
remember
we get Zaxby's for dinner tomorrow after
you
school.
and I were the first. Like
No, I
was
mean I
with
had
you.
Zaxby's in high school.
No, I'm saying the first time I had Zaxby's, I was with you.
The
It's a
first
Southern
time,
thing.
the first time I had Zaxby's was when I first moved down here. It was on the one on Ashley Phosphate Road, and I was like, this is okay because I didn't get any of the sauces.
You didn't get the whatever.
Well, I didn't. I didn't know.
I didn't
Yeah.
love it the first time, but
Yeah.
then after I was like, it's just I need to know it's different from Chick-fil-A, and it's more of a savory
Yeah.
sauce than a sweet sauce.
Also-
Chick-fil-A sauce is sweeter.
Also, Popeyes. Their chicken.
I love
I
fucking-
not
You're talking
love
about language right
Ever?
now.
I don't think I've ever.
You're
had
talking
it.
about
the
language.
chicken
This
is
is we're in the South now. You're
so
talking about some
fucking
Popeyes.
good.
Is Popeyes
Chicken-
Louisiana?
Yeah, Louisiana, but they're
it's
all
so
over the place.
flaky
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so good. I love it. We
I
had a
haven't had
Popeyes in
Popeyes.
Hamden in Connecticut, and I will always Popeyes will always have a special / like
Yeah.
I blame you place in my heart because it was the first meal that I had. I was doing that ideal protein diet when I was in my junior year of college, and I lost like 50 pounds, and it was great. And then like I was in my senior year, and I was like, you know what? This is my senior year. I'm 21. I want to drink with my friends. I want to have fun with my friends. Not to say I'm totally going to abandon my diet, but I was like, I want to have a good time and not have to worry about eating space food. So I went and I got Popeyes, and that was the first thing that I had that wasn't like ideal protein, and I'll never forget. But I'd had it before. We used to go all the time. And Grace, actually, funny story. Grace loves the biscuits. She
Yeah,
loves
the
the
biscuits
she
are
loves the
amazing.
Popeyes biscuits. So shout out Grace.
The mashed potatoes and gravy is
Oh,
the shit.
I haven't had their mashed potatoes and gravy because I love their fries.
Yeah, no, you dip the fries in the mashed potatoes and gravy.
What?
It's so
oh my
good.
god! You know what? And I want to try their onion rings though.
I didn't know they had it.
They do. I found out the other day. I didn't have them, but their chicken is so good. Like I almost like. all right, if I could, I mean, I love Chick-fil-A, but like, if Chick-fil-A wasn't in the picture, this is my perfect.
Chick-fil-A wasn't in the picture.
If Chick-fil-A wasn't in the picture, if Chick-fil-A wasn't in the picture, my ideal meal for chicken would be Popeye's chicken and Bojangles French fries.
Yeah. They need to make a restaurant that combines the best of everything.
Like a food court?
No, because then I'm talking about like one restaurant that you can get Chick-fil-A, like a Chick-fil-A sandwich. You can get Popeye's mashed potatoes. You can get Bojangles fries. You know, all in the same one. Because that's what people want, man. They want, like, every place has something really good. But we want everything good.
Yeah.
Sonic is going to start doing fried Oreos.
I fucking love Sonic.
I'm not a big Sonic fan. I'm sorry.
I
I'm
love
sorry.
Sonic. Their tater tots. Shout out, Kristen. Their tater tots.
I think their food
So
is
good.
so cheap.
Me and Kristen, who's one of our tacos.
I like their jalapeno, their cheddar peppers.
I
Okay,
haven't
yes,
had
I
those.
do like
I
their
have not
jalapeno.
had those.
Yeah.
Me and,
those are really good.
Me and one of our tacos. I don't know if she's Supremo. I think she is. But anyway, we used to go to Sonic. And there was a time when my car in college.
Cherry limeade.
Oh, so fucking
Yeah.
good. And the cranberry limeade is really good too. I love Sonic. And they have a really good breakfast burrito.
Ooh.
Sarah eventually found someone to help. She actually had to run a half a mile or more into town
No.
in the pouring rain. She found this little Italian restaurant, and she was banging on the door, and this is like 2 a.m, and the owner of the Italian restaurant opened the door, and she's like, someone stabbed my mom, like, I need help. And he's just staring at her. And then all of a sudden, this is really funny in the book, she says, he's just staring at me. And then the wife comes and pushes him out the way. He's like, get the hell out the way.
Oh my God.
That sounds like something you would
Yeah.
She's like, get the hell out of the way. I know how to
Let
deal
me
with this.
deal with this.
Yeah.
One more side note. If I could just get an IV of Chick-fil-A's lemonade, I'd be happy. Go on.
Really?
You want an IV of lemonade going in your body.
Yeah. Chick-fil-A's lemonade, to be clear.
All right.
It's delicious.
Crystal Perry was a bona fide redhead, like red
Natural?
as, why do I keep wanting to say red as the Dickens? Why do I want to use the word
You
Dickens?
said
I don't
Dickens
know.
twice
I know.
today.
She
you
was,
really?
yeah. She is red as
Oh,
the
yeah, you
Dickens.
did.
And I'm going to show you a picture of her right meow.
Natural
Meow.
redhead?
Natural redhead. And in fact,
Like the tomato killer.
Yeah.
a lot of the times in the book, the daughter, Sarah, would always comment on the beauty of her mother and
Oh,
her
yeah. Total
natural-
ginge.
Hey, all you gingers out there. I like redheads.
Yeah, and
A
Jen-
lot of gingers get shit. Also, 1-800-BE-MY-VALENTINE. That's not a real.
It's you. In order to really redeem that code, you must go to jen.talkmurder.com.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, let's start a campaign to get me a Valentine. I've never had a Valentine before.
So that's Sarah, and that's her
That's
mother,
mom.
Crystal. Yeah.
Oh,
So
And they were
cute.
two peas in the pod. She loved Sarah so much, and like, you know, it's just really sad, obviously. But just to get an idea of the type of red hair she was, if you want to read this quote, Nicole.
She was graced with bright red hair, a golden tone of red I've seen only a handful of times. As a child, I never tugged on the wrong coat sleeve in the grocery store. I never wandered away and got lost. I just kept that bright red hair in sight.
All right, so who's the suspects? Now, she's a single mom. She's a mama bear, so she's out on the market dating.
Boyfriend.
There's a few. There's Tom, Tim, there's Dennis, and Don.
Oh.
There's a
so
lot.
she was kind of out there.
Thomas, prime suspect number 1. I want you guys to tell me who did this. Someone did this in a town of, what we say, 3,000 people?
Actually, I
Or
kind of think,
5,000 people?
was it her ex-husband?
It's got to be someone she knows. Why?
I mean,
Because that's most common when you.
No. Why? Like, the detective's like, all right, someone did, this is a passion killing. Why would they say that?
50 times.
50 times?
If you were looking to just
Yeah.
kill someone, you would not have had to have done all that.
Exactly.
So
There
it
was-
was jealousy.
Was there no forced entry?
No forced entry. She died. She was on the floor in her blue bathrobe, which means she let the victim in.
It also sounds like, based on the fact that Sarah heard what was happening leading up to it, if it was a stranger,
Yeah, she would have called
those
911
interactions would not have taken place before. Like, there would not have been the lead up of opening the drawer and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, they were having conversations before
Yeah.
that.
Well, now I want to say
Who's in the heat of the moment?
Sarah's been dealing with all of her mom's boyfriends. Most of them have not been very great to her.
That sucks.
To Crystal. I mean, she's seen her mom get verbally abused all the time. So anyway, Thomas, prime suspect number 1, was the ex-husband. He lived 6 miles away. Now, at the time of the murder, he was not getting along with Crystal. This was over child support payments. He wasn't paying. And his alibi was actually really problematic. In other sources, the names are different. In other sources, I want to say this now. In other sources, they say Thomas's girlfriend, his living girlfriend, is Joanne, but in this book, the memoir, is Teresa. So, if I say either one, it's either one. Just want to clear the air there. You know, I just want you guys to. You guys okay? All right, so same person though. Same
It's
person.
fine.
I'm drunk too.
Yeah, Thomas or Teresa?
No, Joanne or Teresa
Who's that?
is Thomas's living girlfriend right now.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's Thomas is the ex-wife of Crystal, the one that was stabbed.
Got it.
Yeah.
The
And he
ex-husband.
lives 6 miles away. They've been fighting like crazy. He hasn't been paying child support. Now, here's the thing. His alibi was, I was at home drinking with Teresa. And Teresa was like, yeah, he was at home drinking with me. Now, Teresa and Crystal did not get along. Now, Thomas and Crystal have been separated or divorced for 6 years. But Teresa has had this delusion that Crystal, the one that was stabbed, was still seeing him, you know, which may have been the case. I don't know. But at one point, all right, so read this quote from what Teresa says. It's right there.
It was Teresa, Tom's girlfriend, who attacked her in the bar. Teresa had somehow become convinced that Mom wanted Tom back after 6 years of bitter estrangement.
Oh, yeah, we never did say that the killer was a male.
Well, the killer is a male because they did find boot prints. I'm going to show you the photos right now. Go to talkmurder.com.
She could have been wearing boots.
Yeah, that is true.
Possible.
Go to talkmurder.com to see the photos.
It feels so good to say that again.
What? Talkmurder.com?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I can't wait to launch the new
guys,
site.
yeah,
We got a lot of work to do this weekend.
if you see this next week, if you're listening to the day it comes out, you'll see all the photos and stuff like that. I do a lot of work digging these photos out. They're not public. It takes me a long time to get them. So I'm making them for the Tacos of Primos on the 1st of February. Just keep in mind that they will be restricted for the Tacos Primos. Not because I do not like my fans, but when someone views a photo on the site, it costs us money because server I don't know how this shit works, but like the more people that view it, the more we pay. So we're restricting them to Tacos Primos only. Does that make sense? All right.
And you get a fucking t-shirt, so, you know.
Yeah. So there's
Worth
some
it.
of the, I'm showing them the crime scene victims right now.
Oh, dear.
This is the footprints. This is the linoleum.
Is this the obscure website that you had found? Or
Yeah.
Who dat? Is that Thomas?
No, that's Dennis. I'm about to get into that right now. The detectives classify it as overkill. She was stabbed 50 times.
Yeah, that is a
Over-fucking
lot.
That means you know the victim. It's not like, oh, are you dead yet? Okay, I'll quit. No, this is, I hate you and
Manic.
you're dead.
It's
Why
like
won't
manic
you
rage.
die?
This is for what you did to me.
Mhm.
You know, so overkill.
So it's the ex-husband.
She was in a bathrobe. No forced entry. That means whoever came in,
Knew her.
she knew casually enough to show up in a bathrobe.
True.
Crime and passion. Crystal was also barefoot. The only footprints there were hers, barefoot, and some big work boots, not barefoot. Now, the fingerprints they found were way too smudged up in blood to even use. Some of our tacos are going to university for forensic
In criminology.
and criminology courses and stuff like that.
That was one course that I really wanted to take in college, forensic psychology, but they didn't offer it the year that I could have taken it, and I was so bitter. It was with my favorite professor, too.
And for you guys, some of the things they noticed at the crime scene were stuff called passive blood drops. Do you guys know what that is?
No.
Okay, this is very important to determine how the crime went down. On Crystal Perry's body.
Wait, can I take a guess?
Yeah.
Passive blood drops are ones that are not related to the crime. Like, for example, when I cut my finger before the Christmas party, like there were blood drops on the ground. Is it like that?
No.
Oh.
Okay. Passive blood drops did not come from Crystal. That means somewhere she must have got a good whack at the guy or something. Or either his nose was bleeding or something. But most likely she got a good whack in.
Because he was bleeding?
He was bleeding. Passive blood drops are not like, you see all the blood splatter, and then you see these little circular dots.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so passive blood drops are the circular dots.
Oh, they're very
this
good.
is,
okay.
These are, and I'm showing a picture right now, on the kitchen counter. Wow. These are passive blood drops.
He was bleeding a lot.
They're just like literally circles, exact circles.
Dripping blood somehow.
It's when you're over an object or the body, and you're just dripping blood down, and it makes a perfect circle.
So she must have, like, defended herself, and he must have cut himself with a knife or something like that, yeah.
Exactly. So that means, number one, they have the killer's DNA. Okay, even though it's 1994, they can't really do much at a time, because, remember, your DNA has to be in the system before they match you with CODIS. Right. Okay. Now,
so now
thankfully, the Golden State Killer brought us the Proposition 69, where everyone that comes into the criminal system, i.e. gets arrested, has to provide a DNA sample. That'll come into play. Go ahead.
Well, I meant, like, you know how when you're a kid and, like, the police department came into your school and you got, like, fingerprints taken?
Yes.
Like, would that have anything to do with it? Like, can they get a DNA profile from our fingerprints?
No, they don't
not
keep
from
those.
The fingerprints, but
I don't know.
I know that they did. They did fingerprints and they did the dental. Impressions. So, and then your parents put it in like their safety deposit box in case you ever go missing. I think.
Anyway,
I need to get a safety deposit box because right now the safety deposit box I have is my sock drawer.
Yeah, which has like $20 in it.
And we'll cut that.
I mean, if they want to steal my passport, then fine. It's just my passport and my social security card.
Passive blood drops.
You don't need a safety deposit box.
You're looking at the counter right now, the crime scene. There's passive blood drops. There are blood drops from the killer. He's leaning over vertical to the counter. They're dropping down perfect circles. That's passive blood drops. That means he was either cut or his nose is bleeding or something, but most likely he was cut because they also noticed he grabbed for the paper towel roll, and there's way too much blood to be bleeding out your nose. I mean, you know what I'm saying? He was cut somewhere. So now what? They're looking for someone
who has a scar.
Right?
Oh.
Come on, guys.
No, my first guess was right. Shit.
You guys thought he was a Lion King.
No, we didn't.
No, I said that
the drink we were looking for was related to Scar from the Lion King.
Yeah.
I said it could have been that the killer had a distinctive scar, but my real guess was that his victims had a scar.
I didn't really have a guess.
Now, that came later. Like, Dennis was the first suspect. This is Dennis right now.
Right now or then?
Then. This is Dennis then. Crystal, I want to point out, was 30 years old.
Oh, shit. That's, like, not far from us.
Dennis? I'm 33, Jen.
Yeah, not far from 30.
Dennis, her boyfriend, who was recently divorced, that guy right there, is 19.
Whoa.
A 30-year-old dating a 19. That doesn't really work out.
That's robbing the cradle.
Dennis, obviously, all right, he has anger problems. The daughter, Sarah, verified that. Volatile relationship. All his ex-girlfriends said, yeah, this guy, he's got some major anger issues. Now, they actually got him in there to take a polygraph test. And
so they were like they were publicly dating.
He was the guy that they were dating. I mean, they were so, and they would always fight. Sarah always heard them fight brutally sometimes, pushing around and all kinds of stuff. So he's suspect number one. So they're like, would you come and take a lie detector test? And he says, okay. What do you guys think? He passed?
Failed.
Passed.
Passed? Failed?
Failed.
Failed. They said, all right, don't worry about it. Let's take another one.
I always do that.
Did he pass or fail the second one?
Failed.
I'm not guessing. I'm always
Jen,
wrong.
just guess.
Passed.
He failed again. Jen, you suck.
Well, you always make me think like it's the opposite answer what it actually is.
Jen.
I'm just always rooting for some controversy. That's all.
Oh, shit. He failed both times. They got the killer. Story's over. Thank you for listening to Talk Murder. Right?
Wrong.
Wrong. He said, hey, the detective's like, give me some DNA. You know, skeet, skeet, skeet.
Ugh.
No, I'm just kidding. They probably got blood.
Is that what that means? Oh, skeet, skeet, motherfucker. Oh, skeet, skeet. Hell.
God damn.
Is that what that means?
Is it?
My whole life is a lie.
Skeet, skeet, skeet. Yes. Comes out on the penis.
Oh, my whole life has just changed. Oh, my dear. From the windows to the walls. Till the sweat drops down my balls.
Oh,
skeet, skeet, motherfucker. Oh, skeet, skeet.
Yeah,
goddamn.
that means
Goddamn.
that means ejaculation out the penis.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, no.
Anywho.
Now I am scarred for life.
Okay, so
That should,
Dennis,
that should be the title, Scarred for Life.
yes. No, we can work on it. Listen, Dennis, the detectives is like, all right, you failed this shit. Can we get your DNA sample? He says, yes, but please agree to this. Because I know all this stuff is going to point to me. Obviously.
Oh, but I didn't do it.
Yeah, he said, obviously, it's going to point back to me. When you come and get me, if I'm at my job, can you please come into the back door? Because I love my job and I don't want, they've been so good to me. And
What did he do for a living?
I don't want to I don't know, some factory. I don't want to embarrass them. That's what he said. He told that to the detective, and the detective was like, I've never heard anyone say that in my life.
All right, how about we just arrest you now, sir?
So, and they were about to, until they tested that DNA.
And it wasn't his.
Not a match.
What?
All the other boyfriends, Tom, Tim, Dennis, Don, all the other ones, not a match. Nobody matched. No one that she ever knew or Sarah knew that she was dating matched.
What?
DNA at fucking all. Now, all they have, they interviewed hundreds of people. All they have is looking for someone with a possible scar. They don't even know where the scar is. And that's the end of the story. No one was ever caught. May 2006.
Whoa. 12 years later.
Damn. 12 years after the murder.
I wasn't only just good at geography.
Now, half...
She was also good at math, but that's okay.
The great thing...
As I'm sitting here counting on my fingers, she's like, 12 years later!
And Jen was like counting on her toes too, because she ran out of fingers. The great thing about this book is it's not just like some true crime books are just so brutal. And so this is her memoir. So this actually goes through the life of her, because think about it. You're 12 years old. You don't know who brutally killed your mother. The only person you have in the world. Now, is he out to kill me? Is he coming for me next? He's gotten away with it. Everything she did from then on revolved around that story. Does that make sense?
Who did she go to? Her grandparents?
Her aunt. So her mom's sister. She bounced around from like Texas, everywhere else. Now, when she finally left Maine, and it says in the book that she felt that everyone was almost so relieved that she was leaving, and she felt so like alone and, you know, just like no one wanted her. But then she finally realized it's because the killer was still out there, you know, and no one knew who it was. But science is a beautiful thing. May 2006, CODIS, DNA profile. Bing, bing, bing. I don't know if it makes that sound, but, you know.
I'd like to think that it does.
Yeah, I do too. They just go in the office, it's like, bing, 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 bing. And there's like a light, like,
We
ding,
have a
ding,
hit.
ding,
It's
ding,
like
ding.
it's like at Dave and Buster's when it's like you're a winner. Like,
And there's like tickets coming out. And you're like, yeah. You try to pull the tickets harder. Come on.
And welcome to Talk Murder to Me.
All right. So 12 years later, finally hit. Guy, he was serving 6 months in a Maine penitentiary for a weapons offense. This guy, his name was Michael Hutchinson. He actually lived a mile away from Crystal Perry. Now, they did interview him, but they didn't think he did it. At the time, he was 19, and there was no relationship with her whatsoever. Like,
And not
they
the
had
same
no
other 19-year-old?
There was no sexual relationship, no casual relationship, nothing at all.
so it was a random.
It was a random.
What?
Now,
Maybe he was a pizza delivery guy or something.
they arrested, well, he was already in the penitentiary. So they came up to him because he was serving that weapons charge. And they were like, all right, your DNA just hit in CODIS. We know you're there. And initially it was 9, and I wasn't there. Well, your DNA's there. Okay. Here's a story. This is what Michael Hutchinson says. Let me show you a picture of this guy.
He looks like a skeevy lawyer.
Yeah. He's a schizoid. That's Sarah. She's been through a lot. He's serving 6 months. He says, all right, yeah, I was there. But I was having a, quote, secret relationship with Crystal. And here's what happens. We were in bed. It was like midnight. Now, he has no idea the daughter was even there. I mean, he doesn't even really know the family at all. It's midnight, and we're sleeping. You know, we're loving each other. We just had intercourse because his semen was found. So she was raped by him, obviously.
Or it could have been consensual.
It wasn't consensual. I'll tell you why. We were having consensual sex, and then we fell asleep, and and then around 12 midnight, I hear somebody break in the house, like some rattling going on, and he runs in there to the kitchen, and there's this guy standing there, and he's like, "Whoa, what are you doing?" And he's trying to protect Crystal. And the guy hits him, and then he falls down and he blacks out. The next thing he knows, Crystal is being stabbed to death by this guy. So he runs out of the house, and he flees himself, and he's so embarrassed that he didn't go to the cops.
That's quite the story.
Because he's embarrassed because he didn't actually stick up for Crystal. And he's ashamed. That's why he never came forward.
It seems like quite the story.
Yeah, it seems like It seems like the jury would take 2 hours to find him guilty, which they did. The former girlfriends of his said, yeah, this guy is violent, and he was also very erratic because he was heavily on drugs at the time. Here's the things that didn't make sense with this story. Okay, Michael Hutchinson, you were there having consensual sex and sleeping with Miss Crystal Perry. Well, the bed sheets that were found were only arranged for one person. So, like, think about your bed. And, like, when you're getting up, so the covers are over you. When you're getting up, you pull the sheet over, or you pull the cover over, so it's like a diagonal.
That's right.
So one person looks like they get out of the bed. Does that make sense?
Yes.
It didn't look
100%.
like two people.
It didn't come out.
Does that
from
make sense?
One
Jen?
diagonal on one side, one diagonal on the
Yeah.
other
Yeah,
side.
that makes sense,
Yeah.
but at the same time, my bed sheets are always all over the fucking place.
But if you think about, like, if it was a larger bed, you would
Yeah.
have one, so your bed, one side's pushed up against the wall.
Yeah, no, I totally see it. I'm just saying, like, my bed sheets, like, when I get out of bed, they're, like, I literally have to, like, remake my bed to, like, go back to sleep.
Number 2, Sarah's never seen you before, and they were two peas in a pod. Crystal, her mom, or Sarah and her mother. They knew everything about each other.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know. She never even knew who you were. Number 3, you said there was someone in here that you were trying to defend. Well, there's only 2 feet print. 1 barefoot, that's Crystal's. And then 1 boot print.
Touche.
Mm-hmm.
There's only 2 people in this house.
Right.
Where's the other one? Was he levitating? Was he on a magic carpet?
He's from the future.
Number
Future
4.
John.
Number 4. And they were saying this to him. Number 4. Your DNA of the blood, the passive blood drops, matched your DNA. So you obviously were cut somewhere.
Right.
And you were drip, 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 all over Sarah's legs, or excuse me, all over Crystal's legs.
Mm-hmm.
You were dripping all over the place. That's your passive blood. Okay. Here's what they think happened. He was high on drugs that night. Now, he lived a mile away. Now, he tried to make an advance at Crystal once before, and he got rejected. He knocked on the door. He had a ruse. I have car trouble. It's 12 in the morning. Now, she knew him from town. I mean, it's a small town, plus he only lives a mile away. So that was his ruse to get in the house. Then he tried to advance on her, and she denied, and then he raped her, and that was how it went down. The final nail in his coffin. Mr. Hutchinson, would you please, for the jury, hold out your right hand?
Ooh.
You can barely see it on this photo, but there's a huge scar that runs down his palm. That scar was the final nail in his coffin.
Mm-hmm.
That made the jury said, this guy is full of shit.
Mm-hmm.
He was high on drugs or whatever the case. He went in there, he took a life, and he not only took a life, because, yeah, you take a life of a 30-year-old single mother, that sucks. You destroyed the life of a 12-year-old that not only depended, but was so attached to her mother, as she should be, that you ripped her whole world apart for the rest of her life.
Mm-hmm.
So she said in the book, Sarah said, he's serving life in prison, but so am I.
Yeah.
I'm serving a
Ooh, that's
life
deep.
sentence for not, for this being taken away from me.
That is deep.
She is, guys, yeah, this is a really good book. I really recommend it. If you're really into true crime books, definitely read this book. He was sentenced, obviously, thank Jesus for the justice system. Jury came back in 2 hours. Guilty, first-degree murder, life in prison, no parole.
Good for you, Maine.
Good.
You're still there, and I hope you fucking rot.
We
Yeah.
do too.
Peace. That's my Crystal Perry story.
Wow, that was good.
Yeah.
Wow, thanks guys for listening to Talk Murder to Me. I actually really enjoyed this case, and this one's for you, Grace. So
Yeah, this is for you, Grace. Thank you so much for being Taco Supremo. If you guys really like this, go to talkmurder.com. Join our Supremos. You'll really like it. All we care about is our fans. It's not like we make a bunch of money. We don't make any money, actually. We just want a community with you guys. We love you guys. We want to do your stories. We want to make you happy. So, all right.
thanks, guys.
Mother shitter, I know, you fucking ass clown.
That's the first blooper.
Oh, shit.
Blooper number 1.
Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch whore. Son of a slut.
Oh, I'm just saying, I feel like I'm always, out of the three of us, the drunkest in every episode.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think so. Because I have a lot of respect for redheads. That girl on X-Files, total hottie.
Sully?
Why do you have respect for redheads?
No, I'm saying like the girl on X-Files.
Do you mean you have a crush on redheads,
No.
or do you have respect for redheads?
No.
'Cause those are different things.
Yeah.
No.
No,
I must
what?
be quiet.
You have a crush on
No,
redheads?
I don't have a crush.
Oh, so I'm not your type. It's fine.
It's a little late to figure that out, isn't it?
There was overkill. 50 times stabbed. Jen, do not do the binoculars tonight, please.
These are my airplane glasses.
Jen, we got to get on with this. Jen, please.
Well, you said no binoculars. You didn't say anything about airplane glasses.
Jen,
Babe,
Can't forget.
people are allowed to have other thoughts.
no, you're not.
Babe,
Today.
If you like it so much, why don't you marry it, Jen? Moving on.
I was just going to say I love grapefruit, but now I feel like it has totally different connotation.
Now I just want to put my penis in it.
Ew. Oh, you know what's
Jen,
funny? So when
Jen.
hang on.
She's-
Last night, he and I were,
I didn't hear what you said you wanted to put your penis in.
the grapefruit jug.
All I heard was was when I walked in the room, I want to put my penis in it. And I said, oh, they're about to have sex. Gotta go.
The sound of her is like...
Is that what it sounds like?
Oh my God. No!
Oh,
it
okay.
doesn't.
Okay.
I would be like, oh my God, what did you do?
There should not be really any sound.
She's like...